And Kimura, is that how I say it?
Yeah, Kimura.
Kimura, thanks. Got it. All
Yes.
right, cool.
Tried in 5 years, man. Most people always wonder what it is.
Josh from Kimura, welcome to Nightbreed. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, excellent, man. So you guys have been at this for a while, yeah? Like, would you get together in 2010, something like that?
Yeah, so the band started, yeah, probably about 9 or 10 years ago, I reckon it'd be now. There's been a few lineup changes. The longest standing members left in there now is Gordo, our drummer, and Ian, our guitarist. I've been with them for about 5 years now, coming up on 5 years, I reckon.
Okay. Um, so how did you meet the guys when you first joined?
I moved to Perth, probably 7, 8 years ago now to be, and been wanting to get back into a band because I was in bands back in Brisbane years ago, and I wanted to start again. So there used to be a website here in Perth. I can't remember what it was. It was like Perth Metal or something like that.com, and you could put up adverts, kind of thing. So yeah, Gordo hit me up from there and came around and played me some demos and went and tried out.
Yeah, nice, cool. So what was the first release you worked on with Kimura?
The first release that we did was our last one, which was Euthanized Sterilised, was our
Okay.
last release, and that was the first one with myself. When I initially joined the band, we did do a re-recording of their previous release before that, Kinsakuroi. So we released that as a single as kind of an introduction to, sort of different lineup, new vocalist. This is kind of the direction we're going in.
Yeah, cool. And what's the writing process like? Like coming into an already established band, are you writing with them as well?
Yes, it sort of developed as we went along. So they sort of had uh, their own process to a degree that they developed, and then coming in as a vocalist and as sort of the lyricist side of it. It's just a matter of coming up with things that were organic to the music that they were writing. The last release and sort of coming off the back of the one before that, Kid Sakurai, was a bit of a transitional process leading to where we are now with how we sound. So we're sort of still trying to find exactly where we were with a few lineup changes and a few different people in the band that we're influencing, and then they're gone or we've changed. So we've kind of found where we're meant to be now.
Okay. Is there like I don't know, a band or an album that you all sort of collectively are like, yeah, this we like this?
Oh, there's heaps of bands and albums that we all really collectively like. In terms of our influences, though, it's quite interesting because we're all very different. We all differ. So there's some stuff that Gordo really likes that I'm not a fan of. There's stuff that I like that he isn't a fan of. Same with Ian and same with our bassist Kyle. And there's a group of bands that we're all into, and I guess we've kind of fused together all of our influences and found a happy medium ground,
Hmm.
which is really cool.
Yeah, cool. So what kind of bands what's bands fit in the middle there for you?
Oh, for all of us, I guess, definitely the likes of bands like Whitechapel and Slipknot and Pantera and Lamb of God and Devil Driver, those sorts of bands. And then, yeah, if any of us discover any new ones, we often spam each other with, you need to check this band out kind of thing. And I think I was probably the last one that did that with a band called Orbit Culture. I
Yeah,
just said, you guys have to listen to this. You must listen to this.
cool. With the writing the lyrics, like are you guys chatting about themes or anything like that? Or you're just kind of going, I'm going with this?
Not necessarily a theme as such. Like we don't sort of come up with an idea that we want to write about this particular thing. It's very much because as sort of being the lyricist, I've got thousands upon thousands of things already written down that I've had for a really long time. And it's quite interesting because like two of the songs off the new album, one of them I actually wrote the lyrics for about 15 years ago. And as soon as I heard the music, because it was kind of a collaboration musically between myself and our guitarist, I had a really basic riff idea, and he made it cool because I'm not really much of a guitarist. And yeah, it just fit, and it all came together. So yeah, it's not a theme-based thing. It's very much things that I have that I feel or experiences, or it could be something I've come across that I have something to say about. I generally pull the influence from when I actually hear the music.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, the new album, Circle the Praise, out October 23rd. Was
Yep.
there a different approach to writing and recording this time around?
I think with this one, we really wanted to just make sure that everybody had a lot of freedom. Um, so we got together and caught up here up at my place in the studio, and we just sort of said, you know, we really want to write an album, you know, full length. Let's get as many songs as we can without sort of rushing it or anything, and let's sort of have a bit of freedom and let's work together. So it was pretty much our guitarist Ian. He probably comes up with 5 or 6 riffs every day. So it's just a matter of him and all of us getting together and going, yep, let's keep these parts, let's work on a structure, and then Gordo will have his input. Kyle, who's our most recent member of the band, he's been with us just over a year now. So in the writing process, we'd had a lot of that sort of probably 70-80% done when he sort of came on board, but he's added his own flair and his own influence with how he plays his bass. So he's added a really nice signature to our sound. And yeah, we just let it go really naturally, really organically. Didn't have a set, you know, you have to do this, because we don't want to put any more pressure on ourselves than what's already out there for, you know, bands and musicians to, you have to do this kind of thing. We don't want to fit that mold.
Yeah, sure. The single "Sharpen the Bones" has a pretty cinematic video. I mean, your other videos are cinematic as well. Who puts those together for you?
It's a collaboration between us and our videographer guy that we use. So Joseph Varley from Dark Spirit Photography. So we've used him for our video clips for the album. And yeah, we pretty much came to him with an idea, a concept or a narrative for the song. And he just works his magic and makes it work. His knowledge of the whole video side of things is well beyond what any of us know. And then we're still trying to get our heads around music.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you're talking about music. What's the you're recording at home? Yeah. What's the setup? What are you using?
Just for at home with when we do pre-production or we do recording here, I just run everything through my Zoom L20 desk when we're jamming. If we're actually recording, if I'm doing drum recordings, that all goes through my Roland Studio Capture. Ian plays through the Kemper because we've got his Messer heads profiled in there. And Kyle, he has his pick of either the Dark Glass or the Vigera head. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we get our ideas down, and then I'll mix and do a rough master of them, and then we'll listen to them and go, you know, we're happy with this or whatever. So it was really cool being able to do all of that before we went into the studio to record the album. We had all the pre-production done, and we had a chance to actually listen to them properly as opposed to sort of, you know, like a phone recording kind of thing. So it was really good for us going into the studio really ready. Also helped the sound engineer out too, Jay at Oracle Studios, to give him a heads up as to what all the songs are going to be, and so he knows what's coming.
Yeah, nice. That's cool. And are you doing like mastering? Is Jay doing that as well, or you send it somewhere else?
Yeah. No, Jay did all of that. So we recorded, mixed, and mastered everything with Jay at his studio at Oracle Studios. We just did the pre-production here at my studio.
Yeah, nice. That's cool. So what's next? Do you guys have another single coming off the album or anything like that?
We do. We actually have. I don't want to give too much away. We've got two more coming.
Cool. Yeah.
Possibly another one. We're still deciding on that one. But yeah, we do have another one that'll be coming very, very soon. You'll probably see some marketing for that over the next week or so, I reckon, promoting that one. And then outside of that, pretty much building up to the launch, 23rd of October. Yeah, pretty much as soon as that's out of the way, I know that there's a bit of a backlog of new stuff that the guys have been working on, so we're going to be straight back into writing and straight back into getting stuff done in pre-production here and keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah, cool. I was going to say, I mean, you know, you've got a release every couple of years. It's pretty prolific for lots of bands kind of just sit and, you know, disappear for a bit, but you guys are pumping it on. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a decent gap between Euthanized Sterilise and Kinsakuroi, and then when we got that Euthanized Sterilise out, as kind of a transitional piece from old Kimura coming into the new Kimura, we were kind of like, right, we really need to keep it moving. We need to keep it going. We don't, like, for us, we don't want to release something every 3, 4, or 5 years. We don't want to release something every week either. We want to make sure that it's, you know, quality, and that's what we want to do. But we want to keep it going, keep the momentum going, because otherwise, you know, like you say, you can sort of go quiet and die off a little bit, and you lose a bit of touch, and you kind of forget where you are with what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Look, Josh, thanks heaps for your time, and yeah, definitely keen to hear what comes next. Thanks, man.
Awesome, mate. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.